Ni hao ma to our Chinese and other Asian subscribers and viewers of the videos on our unique YouTube channel, A Body Like Bruce. This is in Chinese, so you're not too sure what it actually says, but we're going to give it a go. The title looks like Kang Pao Chi Li Xiaolong Shi Pao Si Wei Shu, whatever that means in Chinese. I think it's something to do like with the martial arts of the little dragon. Not really sure. It's a rough guess, but we're going to have a look at it. Maybe of interest to our Asian and Eastern subscribers. We can't tell you what it says because we don't speak the language. Maybe you can. Okay, this is probably the contents page. It's just something we found online in the public domain, public access, so we shouldn't have any copyright infringement problems or issues over it. Okay, you can look at it and decide what it is. Well, basically here in English it's probably about his martial arts, Bruce Lee's martial art, Jeet Kune Do or JKD, because further on there are actual pictures of hand done drawings of technique. So maybe it's the Chinese version of one of his books. Is probably all the striking points. Different defenses and attacks. So it's probably the Asian or the Chinese version of one of Bruce Lee's books on Jeet Kune Do. Very heavily illustrated. It's continually like this throughout the rest of the book. It may be of great interest to our Asian viewers, subscribers, etc., or those who know how to read Mandarin Chinese or whatever it is. Could it possibly be in Cantonese? We're going with is probably in Mandarin. Yeah, it looks like it's a lot of the details in Bruce Lee's book, The Art of Chinese Kung Fu or Kung Fu, that he wrote and had published in the 60s, probably around about 1964 or something like that. Looks like they're doing Chi Sao, and it would be Bruce Lee putting stress on his forearms and the 70 kg weight he could, with bar and the weights he could hold up on his forearms for a great length of time. muk chung or muk chung, wooden dummy, a ball, punching ball, not too sure what that one is. Different stances. Different methods of knuckle and hand strengthening, we suppose. Maybe some sort of flexibility exercise. Probably the correct way to stand and throw a punch. Putting your strongest hand forward and your strongest leg forward. This looks like parrying, maybe. Not sure. Looks like a lot of the Bruce Lee's fighting method books, right? Those pictures from there. Looks very much like that. Looks like a lot of work's gone into it. Pretty good drawings. This one here is probably for a hard block, deflecting a leg. Okay. This one might be a little softer. Blocking or striking, deflecting a low punch to the ribs or something like that. More technique. Wooden dummy. More technique. More Chinese writing. Probably explanation. Philosophy, maybe. There's quite a lot of pages, so we might jump a little bit. Okay, more method, more technique, probably groundwork. Okay, against a person with a stick, by the looks of it. Against a person with a knife. Usually when people have a weapon, they're at a disadvantage, according to Bruce Lee. Okay, multiple attackers. throws, falls, how to land properly probably. Yeah, multiple attackers again. Chokes from behind. Yeah, experienced a few of those. Guy at a job was putting everyone else to sleep. He tried it on me one day. I don't know if I was sitting down or standing up. I can't remember, but he ended up. Yeah, I think he put his fingers around my head or something like that, right? And he was putting full pressure, so yeah, unfortunately I broke both his little fingers. He was like really applying it, like, you know, I knew I only had like about 15 seconds or less, or maybe a bit more, before I passed out, and then I'll be the joke like everybody else was. But I was watching him for a couple of days and he was doing this, right? So I thought, oh yeah, he's going to do it to me at some point, so I'll be ready. And another time I think he tried to do it when I was standing up, ended up tapping him in the nuts with the right hand or something like that while he's trying to choke me. Yeah, stuff like that. It just happens automatically, you know. Like Bruce Lee says, don't think about it, just, you know, it should be automatic. But yeah, unfortunately, when he applied the choke hold, like a sleeper hold, you know, fingers clasped or something like that, I couldn't grab his, because it's pretty strong. The karate teachers usually do this, do that, right? It didn't work because the guy was strong and he held his fingers up against my head, sort of thing, you know, thumbs or whatever like that. Whatever they tell you, middle finger, I can't remember if it's middle fingers or whatever. It's too strong. You couldn't get hold of them, so yeah, just grabbed the little pinkies and went outwards, you know, like frontwards and outwards, and unfortunately broke them. Apologise because, you know, it's like, I don't know if he's trying to put me under, so what do you expect, eh? You know? Trying to put the sleeper hold on me so I'd pass out or something like that. Had a handicap type wrestler tried to apply a lock on me like that as well. We're sitting on a bed talking at a boarding house, but I rolled backwards or something and pulled his ears. Really scratched the crap out of his ears, and he goes, "Oh, what'd you do that for?" I says, "Well, this guy was hell bent on, like, you know, knocking me out, right? I knew I only had so many seconds before I passed out. Yeah, you could tell that this guy was using all his strength. So, yeah, being a slower guy, you don't know what he's capable of. Eh? He was very, very strong, being a wrestler and all that sort of stuff. So, we hope that this little book, even though it was in Chinese, interested our Asian or Chinese subscribers and viewers, and maybe you can do us a favour and in the comments tell us what was being said in this book, because we have no idea about the Chinese language, we don't speak it, etc, etc, right? But you do. So if you want to translate it, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below after you subscribe and give us a like, and then go share it with all your Chinese friends, your other friends, and yeah, maybe you can look at it, browse it, whatever, ponder over it and apply the techniques or something. Thanks for taking the time anyway to have a look at this particular book, which we believe is all about Bruce Lee's martial art, Jeet Kune, the way of the intercepting fist or foot.